Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today you've got the pleasure of probably watching the most stupid game of World of Tanks I have ever seen, and our hero today will be 90210, Hero from the Boba clan, whose clan tag is Weebs In. So yes, Weebs assemble. Maybe in the comments down below. Are any of you looking forward to the Chainsaw anime movie that's coming out soon? I know I am. Chainsaw Man is one of Tanya's favorite animes, and I watched the first season of it. I liked it. I wanna go see it. The movie. Yes, I relate. I'm down with the kids. Talking about kids, 90210. I had to look up if this was some kind of reference, and I found out it's apparently a famous Netflix program about Beverly Hills and the trials and tribulations of young adults finding it in this world. What an exciting time to be alive, where Uncle Scrubby Baby gets down with the kids and gets all of these references, right? So with everything explained and the narrative set, I need to add a little bit more depth, and that is that this replay is from the NA server. That doesn't really mean anything, but it was from Saturday night. It was from a Saturday evening. And let's just say that the kind of players that come out on a Saturday evening, well, they appear to be a little bit interesting on the NA server. And after this game, you're going to see exactly why. So, Hero, I don't think I'm going to be saying 90210 like a billion times in this replay. Hero, as we're going to be calling them, is playing. He's having they're having the pleasure of having the inaugural game of the KR1 on this channel. Can you believe it? It's been over a month and Uncle Scrubby Baby hasn't featured a KR1 gameplay. Well, I was waiting for something truly special. And considering this is probably one of the most stupid games of World of Tanks, no wonder it's in a KR1. Honestly, this vehicle just breeds fun. It really does. Wherever there is a KR1 in the game, if you've got any kind of fun in you, it will bring it out. The KR1 is not one of those tanks to be played seriously. It's not one of those tanks to try hard in. Although, I guess you can. I mean, it's pretty darn good. It's got 7 degrees of gun depression. It's got a big old gun. Good heat pen. Unlike on the IS-7, it is a significant upgrade. It also has practically an impenetrable front, apart from the lower plate, but the lower plate can't really be penned by tier 9 and tier 10 tanks, at least reliably, unless they fire gold. And it has a weak point on top of the vehicle that has such good armor that really you have to fire gold at it. I'm not sure about all of you, but I think a lot of those free credits that Wargaming gave to us, which spoilers, I pretty much spent on rebuying all the ammunition that they stole away from us. Seems to be going quite quickly when you play tier 11 when you're facing vehicles like the KR1. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't think it's really a weak point if it's only weak if you spam gold at it. But you know what? That's a whole different discussion of stupidity inside World of Tanks. So, Hero is just absolutely having the Prokhorovka dream right now. You know, you're a top tier tank, there's no arty, and for some reason your team is absolutely smashing through the flank. Look at that. Mouse and Taschenratter just absolutely going in front of the Manticore, and I guess what's happening there is the super heavies are getting shot at, and the Manticore is probably doing the spotting, and they've got rid of the Sheridan, they've pushed the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen out of position, and man, this is just absolute chaos. This truly looks like a Saturday evening. And Hero is making use of the Bond gun rammer they have on this vehicle, and that extra penetration they have on this vehicle, and the extra alpha damage, 540 compared to that 490 that you'll have on the IS-7. This vehicle, when it gets going, its DPM is not half bad. I have yet to actually play this vehicle with a gun rammer, I believe, because when I play the KR1, I'm not usually looking to destroy my opponents by shooting them. That's usually like a buy goal for me when I'm playing a KR1. It's usually about putting out big, dirty, sweaty rams against my opponents. But you know what? When you're able to just pump 7,000 damage on literally the dream scenario, heavies that are all focused, it's almost as if Hero is just invisible here. I guess like 90210 felt in high school. That's what the Americans call it. In the UK, we call it college. By gosh darn it. You know, that kind of period where you're 16, 17, 18, and you try to do ridiculous things to stand out, right? Or maybe you just want to stay hidden and just hide in the shadows. Well, the KR-1 doesn't have to hide in the shadows. It is just sitting in the middle of the map, absolutely dumping on everything. And this mouse finally thinks, maybe we should shoot the KR-1 in the middle. But to be fair, it doesn't matter, because this thing's upper hull is made out of starlinium. It's not really ever going to get penetrated, and the weak point on top, as I said, it's a tiny thing that no one really stands a chance of being able to hit, and only if you fire gold. But the mouse is still trying, bless him. But unfortunately, whenever he tries, he sits right in front of the gold rounds that Hero is firing here. And this might be the most nonchalant 9,000 I have ever seen in World of Tanks. And do you know what's even more crazy about this game? Look at the hit points at the top. Even though Hero has pumped out 9k without even taking any damage this game, they're all gonna have to aim a little bit better than that. Rushing that shot, maybe running their luck. But they got to watch out, because they've only got 10 rounds of ammunition left in this vehicle. Absolutely terrifying stuff. I'm not sure if they had the increased ammo capacity on this vehicle. They probably did start with 35 rather than 30. Otherwise, it'd be very impressive if they'd done 10k damage with only 21 shots after missing as many as they have. So they've got 9 APCR rounds left. But as I was saying, oh no, come on! Come on! Hero, you've got 8 shots left! And there's 10,000 hit points on the enemy team. This is what I'm trying to get round to saying, but this game is just so outrageous. Just all chaos is happening everywhere. There's a KR-1 shoving a chieftain on a hill. There's a TVP doing a pirouette to try and get shot by as many tanks as possible. We have the super heavies now dead down the western flank with the light tank also perished. Foch B countering. Mouse somehow still alive in the middle of the map. KR-1 at the back. It's just absolute chaos to try and keep up with, really, here. I have got to play the NA server on a Saturday night. Considering that I'm going to be streaming at TwitchCon, I won't be streaming into the night on the NA server, but at least I'll be able to stream into the late afternoon. And I truly hope that the chaos is there on that Saturday. But as I was saying, that kind of dream scenario, you've done 10,000 damage and there's still 8,000 hit points left on the enemy team. And more importantly, you've got less tanks and less hit points, which means that your vehicles are not going to be farming up all of that damage. So just how high can Hero go? Well, with 10,000 damage dealt and 7 rounds left, the ultimate would be if they're able to do about 13,500 here. We have Rocket Watt finally talking. The NA server hasn't really talked here. Usually maybe they wait until later on in the battle after things have bloomed out a little bit. So Hero asks for shots on the Foch B and connects their first shell, and oh yes, that's what I like to see. A nice fire and a blind fire that we can't see exactly how much damage it dealt to the Foch there, so we'll have to see how much health that Foch appears on again. But now, having no heat rounds, how is Hero going to have to deal with the thick German steel in front of them? And also, how are they going to deal with a KR-1 who's still on practically all of their hit points? These vehicles, man, if they just hide that lower plate, they just remain. It's one of those kind of tanks where you just race into position with the pretty darn good speed. This thing has 19 power to weight ratio. Its ground resistances are atrocious, but make sure you take off-road driving on this vehicle and it will significantly help out. A lot of people might want to get the mobility slot on this vehicle and use Grouses for some ultra speed, but okay, it's the KR-1 duel of the century. Here we go. Their KR-1 bounces gold. Hero auto aims and doesn't decide to shoot them. Interesting. Okay. Tactics. There's got to be something good. Okay, I see what they're doing. They're going to go and get reverse side scraping here. And they're going to get the mouse destroyed. The IS-7 and the mouse on their team is now going to flank the KR-1. And oh no, not a Foch. -1, -2, -3. This is not the countdown that you want. At least the Foch bounces the 4th. The KR-1 pens. Oh, what a shot! With a broken gun! Destroys the Foch on the move! So stupid it works, but beautiful opportunity. Rams the KR-1, and this is... The KR-1's now just yeeting off into Narnia. Maybe they're going to 7-Eleven to get a mega gulp? something like that. They're going to need all of that sugar to kind of like ease the pain of just losing all of their hit points to the IS-7 there. And somehow, Hero is still alive. They have bounced many shots. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 shots in a row when they have been a one-shot in this game. Now up to 11,500 damage. I mean, what just happened there? What just happened? An incredible snapshot on that Foch that luckily Hero had lowered enough with the fire earlier on in the battle to be able to finish them off. And then just the KR1 duel of the century, as I'm going to call it, now results in the KR1 once again going hull down where the KR1 should be. And is Hero going to risk the shot here? They've only got 4 rounds of ammunition left, and there's still 2,000 hit points on the enemy team. Oh, I wouldn't have done that personally. But, you know, Hero's probably running his luck. Did he manage to pen? We'll have to see when the KR1 appears again. Because up to 11,500 damage. Are they trying to do a mission? They are, but it doesn't look like they've dealt any damage to medium tanks and tank destroyers. Or blocked? It doesn't really matter. This game isn't about the mission. And no, they didn't pen the KR1. They're still on 700. And they get hit in the side by the STB-1. Oh, no, not like this. The weak point's not a weak point to the regular rounds. But that might be. Oh, clutch shot into the side armor. Ricochets the round from the KR1. It's the ram-off of the century! And Hero knows that they've got the reload considering they're using a premium consumable. And they have the bond rammer. And that shuts them down. Oh, my lord. Now, Hero is in a tricky situation where there's an FV215B 183 on the enemy team called J stands for John, and also an STB-1 called the Novi on the enemy team, who Hero, I think, is probably hoping is the novice in this scenario. 12,000 damage here. 1 shot remaining. How is Hero going to deal with this scenario? Well, they showed their willingness to just drive aggressively into enemy fire to be able to get their team to shoot vehicles. And the KR1, you know, it's one of those vehicles that sometimes you just have to sit there, you just have to pray and hope that you're going to be able to get through the situation. And hope and pray in the KR1, thoughts and prayers, right, are the kind of things that we need right now for Hero, for 90210 Hero from the Boba clan to be able to get through this. Weebs in, baby. Let's go. Come on. Talk about weebs in. Hero, if you're a weeb, you gotta go in right now, dude. We got 2 minutes left on the game. The sirens are about to go off. Hero thinks about running away because the STB-1, who was spotted as a one-shot, was last in that location, firing at them in the side. Thought that they would be coming after them. Maybe the FV would be coming after them as well. And in this scenario, the mouse ain't gonna play, bro. That chieftain sitting up on the hill, still very happy about the fact that they have 4,000 damage per minute. So nice. You're right. The chieftain is very nice when it gets pumping. But someone's gonna have to get pumping in this game to be able to win it. So 90210 makes use of the Manticore, spots that STB-1, fires with auto-aim, and now has no ammunition left. And it's always nice that if you've run out of ammo, if you press your F8 key, it actually just says ammunition is empty. And it's one of those signs that you have had an incredible game. The chieftain says, gosh darn it, 12,000 damage here. The KR1 now realizes that their tank must become their last ammunition. We see 0.00 reload. FV still on 3/4 hit points. Let's go. Come on, it's time to live up to your name and be a hero and get rid of this FV215B183. The mouse is unfortunately on the wrong side of the train tracks. The immense pressure of the siren going off. 1 minute left. What to do? Let's go. Right into the butt of the British tank. Boom, baby! Okay, it only did 500, but that's still a good hit for the chieftain, which now means that the FV215B is a one-shot. And guys, if that isn't a great ending to a game that was just, my god, so stupid that I think that only the KR1 could manage to get through it. I don't know. 390 hit points left between the mouse and the chieftain. Great 4th kill there by the chieftain. Mouse was coming in to be able to finish it. Who was called 8-Eye Goon. Well, I tell you what, there were a lot of goons on both sides. This game Definitely one of the most stupid games of World of Tanks, if not the most stupid game of World of Tanks that I've ever seen. But do you know what? I think it was a situation only 90210 Hero, who's clearly a very good player, an incredible player in this stupid round of World of Tanks, was able to dominate with just this so stupid it works tank, the KR1. 90210 description of this game is: should have died, hands shaky, palms sweaty, knees weak, mum spaghetti. Pretty much how it went. And you know what? I would be in the same situation or same position as well, Hero. This was 13,274 damage. I believe the most damage anyone's managed to do so far in a KR1, hitting 32 out of those 35 rounds and penetrating 25 of them. They blocked 4,000 damage, which would have been enough to give them a steel wall if they hadn't sacrificed their vehicle valiantly on the back of the FV215B183, and 1,000 assistance as well in just what was the absolute dream game of World of Tanks. And commiserations to the Foch on the enemy team, who had a whopping 7,000 damage game as well. And also to Rocket Watt playing that Chieftain with another massive game of 6,700 on top of the hill. So just what a beautiful spectacle of a game from Saturday night on the NA server. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Must have been a hell of a lot of fun to be a part of. And thank you so much to 90210 Hero for uploading this epic game and just gave us an opportunity to be a part of it. This is the reason why the KR1 and the IS-7 are some of the best vehicles to play inside World of Tanks. And while 90210 kind of started it off with a nice, like, easy 9,000 shooting gallery at the start of the battle, it really started to heat up with just what this vehicle is capable of getting through situations at the end of the game. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that was a game that I loved to commentate on. I really hope you enjoyed this video as well. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And let me know if you think the KR1 is the best tank for getting through stupid situations, or for playing stupidly and having fun inside the game, or what other suggestions do you have? And if you're watching this video as it goes live on Wednesday, I'm going live all day on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby with some brand new drops tokens. This is the penultimate ones, so make sure you come and grab them to get closer towards your free T34 or Panther 88 before they're gone for good. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.